coming at you with a massive attack. I'll leave you flat on your back, smack you with my mind intact. Go frontal pop, snap and crackle. This is a blitzkrieg, son. Sit down, I already won. Punishment has to begun. Just let me reload my gun of ones. It's time to get off my pitch. Here I can help you with this. My shadow friend got a shiv, and he likes when you resist. Time to be quiet, don't snitch. I love the thrill of the risk. All day I spin like a disc. You know it deep in your soul. It's in your blood to roll. Bet every dollar you own. It's in your blood to roll. Man, this boy's out of control. It's in your blood to roll. You got some dice to roll. It's in your blood to roll. You know it deep in your soul. It's in your blood to roll. Bet every dollar you own. It's in your blood to roll. Man, this boy's out of control. It's in your blood to roll. You got some dice to roll. It's in your blood to roll. It's in your blood to roll. It's in your blood to roll.
Okay, hello Rebbl, and anyone watching this back and hasn't caught it live. We are watching some playoffs. I'm joined, of course, by Look Lazy again. How you doing, Look Lazy? So yeah, just caught this one in time for the kick, fortunately. Bit of a rush off the back of my game, which I won't spoil if you're watching the VOD, and you intend to watch it back. But yeah, this is Hudd's All Beastman Chaos versus some Dark Elves from Ruszi. Inducement wise, Hudd has got a wizard and a bribe, which implies he's a massive underdog.
Yeah.
So let me take a look at some Dark Elves. We've got some witches, the witches would leap. Never mind, we're kicking off. Some good stat ups there on the Dark Elves, it looks like.
So I have the teams up. So the Dark Elves have two insane stat freaks, a movement blitzer with dodge and sprint, because of course you need sprint in that situation, and a strength 5 agi 5 mighty blow blitzer. So basically a troll who's really fast and really agile.
The worst kind of troll.
Yeah. And then they have decent skills everywhere else, nothing particularly special.
Oh, they've also got an extra reroll to go with all those extra skills.
Yes.
But it is Hudd's offense, more importantly, and we'll take a look at Hudd's team now. He's got a really good Sacker. That is X Romps 2 heads with all the perks. A fair bit of Claw Mighty Blow.
A jump up palm killer, so that's nice. Claw palm killer.
Jump up with Claw palm.
A second claw palm killer, just in case.
So jump up, extra utility on that movement 5. And a diving tackle.
Is it just me, or does he not have No, he doesn't have Chaos Warrior.
No Chaos Warrior. Yeah, this is the Hudd game. Have you ever seen Hudd play? This is his thing. I've played against him before. As we see our first armor breaker today.
And it's just a stun.
But never not be piling on. That's for sure. So this time, rolls are fine.
I tend to agree with the pile on whenever you get the chance mentality. So. Still just a stun. That piece sadly does not have mighty piling on to follow up.
Is it okay if you run the comms for a bit? I'm just gonna. I've got messages from my opponent from my playoff games. So I'm just gonna talk to them.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Answer them. So yeah, setting up the 3 dive for the Mino. That is a smart idea. Is the ball safe with this? It's somewhat safe. Although
that's the best kind of safe.
Against agi 5, it's hard to ever be truly safe. But yeah, it's not in the. You can't get the agi 5's hands on it, and it's difficult for the movement 9 to get there by running. So.
Oh yeah, heads up. Next time you announce, the one to go for is Rebbl streams as opposed to stream announcements.
Yeah,
But
hey,
I'm not
now,
so people don't know.
I am not a streamer properly. I only occasionally join your casts and once Gunners, I think. So.
Gunner is, as usual, performing his I'm going to win kudos by jumping in last minute to take the unclaimed games and look like a hero stuff that he does every year, which is a good thing. But it's huge tonight. 7 games at once. I can't spoil anything because I imagine everyone will want to. I'm going to be very hard on the spoilers, especially today, especially in chat as well.
There is almost know where you're watching every
exactly.
match.
So people you really don't want to spoil anything here in chat. If you're in chat right now and you're tempted to even make a flippant remark, I'm going to drop that hammer real fast. And I drop it fast normally. We're going to see the blitz. That one in nines.
I guess the blodger, yeah. 1 in 9.
Speaking of blodge, do we have any tackle on this Chaos team? We have one on the Saka.
We have one.
Genocide, of course, the people's champion. That's quite debatable. All 3 people who watch your stream, you can be their champion. But people at large?
Yeah.
That's a question. But we look like we've got a good line of meat in the way of these Dark Elves.
Yeah, it's hard to get hands on the ball. Although it's a 3+, 2+, 3+ to get a 2 die on the ball with the AJ5.
Well, that might be worth it. 5. That actually sounds not bad if you don't really value the life of your AJ5, and I never do.
I forgot a GFI, so add another 2+ onto that, but still.
Still, some decent odds. I think the Dark Elves will be quite happy to sort of sit back. They haven't gotten rid of any of the line chumps yet. And you don't really want to waste your dirty player, especially one with Wrestle on a line elf with a loner.
Yeah.
So they might just be happy to screen. This is the main problem for Ruszi here. He's only got 11, and 2 of them are loners.
Yeah.
So the longer this goes without the Dark Elves turning over and getting well ahead, the more dangerous the claw becomes.
Despite being 2 down under bench, they still are the ones giving up inducements, which allowed Hudd to get a wizard and a bride.
Maybe the stat ups coming back to haunt. We do have the 7558 Blitzer with Mighty Blow. I think you obviously talked about that earlier. But with the 755 stat line, you're really paying a lot of team value for what is still a fairly unreliable agility piece, right? Because he can't dodge on anything more than a TK.
Dodge is the big one, but
yeah. I feel like with elves, it's controversial in saying this, but I feel like you only really need 1 stat up, right? Because maybe 2 at the most, because he's going to be at level 6 to just blodge Mighty Blow. And it's your blodge Mighty Blow Blitzer who costs like maybe a strength up and an agi up's worth of extra team value. I don't know. I just don't think the agi 5 is doing much here. This piece.
It helps with cage diving, which, as I said, was an option this turn, but otherwise, yeah.
The cage diving without dodge is always a sketchy one, though. Although the counterpoint to all this is, it looks very cool, and I can't really argue too much against it.
Yeah.
So if you're going for style
you can't
points,
argue with the movement 7 agi 5 big guy.
No, you really can't. Especially once he gets to dodge, which can't be far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mighty Blow not doing a thing. And it'll be hard to make advantage of, but putting him in base contact with Polskagor, who is a claw Mighty Blow piling on piece.
I mean, the problem I'm facing here when casting Chaos games is that everyone has so many earned skills on the Chaos team that like my viewers can't really see the LOS here in terms of like damage. I'm going to zoom in a bit so we can get a better look. But yeah, signing up for what would be like a dirty play foul, jump up, claw.
Yeah,
I like this
putting
witch.
pressure on the ball a bit. Yeah, I like that.
Because what it does is it forces back corners on the cage, and that will help you win the fight. So I think it's a good idea. Sometimes they just blitz your witch and knock her down and knock her out, and everyone thinks, well, he just wasted a piece. But whenever that doesn't happen, you're in a good spot.
It's blodge. He only has 1 tackle piece, which
if he was currently an integral cage corner.
Yeah, and if he goes after her, he's forcing himself due to the tackle piece being on that side to cage up on that side, which is where most of the Dark Elves are at the moment.
Yeah,
so
this is such a scary Dark Elf team. Threats on almost a threat. Every single piece that's a positional is a threat in some form.
Yeah.
And when you've just got Strength 3 Beastman, it gets real sketchy really fast. I think we're about to find out just how sketchy it gets.
And then with the last 4 pieces, I'm assuming he's just going to screen off a bit. Yeah. Not even not even standing up to the base lineman, which is smart, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, would you try and push up the middle, or would you just hang back, cage up, or would you try and push down a side here as the chaos?
Well, we are only on turn 2. I think I would probably just get around the Mino, the Minotaur, and just say, come at me. You know, just throw whatever you've got at me and I'll fight you back. If you don't score, then you've lost.
Yeah.
Would be what I'd be doing as Hudd here. A tempo reroll, as the Sage would say. And I assume we have to pile on here to make best use of it.
Yeah.
To almost to justify the reroll.
And it's only a stun.
It is only a stun. I mean, the upside here is that he's never going to get fouled. Right, so you can pile on with abandon. It's only positioning you have to worry about.
I mean, never going to get fouled. I'm pretty sure the elves can afford to chuck one loner after
I don't think they can, especially when they've only got 11. I think you need every elf. Because there's extra claw there. It's not like if you get rid of that guy that the pain's going to stop coming.
Yeah.
I like this play. Just get the strength out in front, get the guard on the cage, and then just say, well, give me your best shot. And the only problem I can have with that is that there is a 7-5-5-8 piece that is probably good enough.
Exactly. There's a piece that can just ignore 2 tackle zones and just walk right
I don't
in.
like where that tackle's gone. I think I'd keep my only tackle right by the ball.
Yeah. Although the other side is blocked off by diving tackle, so you can't really just cage dive there. Or at least not easily.
So we've got the DT guard, we've got the strength 5, the strength 4, and the weakest cage corner is the furthest away from the stat freak. So it's quite a well constructed turn here.
One dies a pal, which is...
Yep, dirty player steps up. Should be end of turn 1 dice.
Yeah, and he's fine.
What I think would be interesting for the Dark is they could get that diving tackle on that right hand side. And then next turn they could put it around the back. Because while the diving tackle's there, it sort of stops the cage moving. Because you can't dodge out at the end of the turn and keep up with it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be quietly quite an important piece, especially if we don't go for the crazy all-in. So
I mean, I don't think you can realistically do the all-in. What you'd have to do is dodge out the rookie lineman and then use that corner to dodge in with the Agi 5.
Thing is, right, this blitzer, this freak blitzer really needs leap, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Because it just cuts all the dodging down to a straight 2+ to get 2 dice on the ball every time. We've already got another knockout here.
Yeah.
Huge. Mighty Blow doing a thing.
Mighty Blow doing a thing, and Strength 5 still tying up 2 skilled beastmen, so...
Is this going to be similar to, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Ekra and Runanera. Doc Mark's dwarf team, where it was a fairly ho-hum dwarf team, and then they had that freak dwarf runner who just carried the whole team. And whenever he was on the pitch, he was never out of the game. I think this might be the case here with Ruszi.
It's probably a similar situation.
It's better. It's a better Ekra and Runanera in just raw stats. It's an absolute god of a piece. And I feel like we're going to be talking about it all playoffs, if I'm honest.
What do you do with the Witch and the Blotched Step Blitzer?
Good question. I think I'd get them onto the back of the cage, onto this block. I'd probably base up the tackle as well. Maybe that's just me. But it feels like I want to punish the tackle getting away from the ball, try and push him. We haven't blitzed yet, have we?
No, we have not.
But it looks like we're going after the DT.
Yeah,
here comes the DT
here. Tackle?
This is a good idea. If we can get a stun, it'd be really useful. We get 2 skulls.
Oof.
And there's that extra reroll gone.
Yeah.
Push. I don't like the follow. I think we could have just stayed off.
I mean, it gets a tackle zone on the ball. It means it either forces the blitz there or it forces a dodge.
Yep, I suppose. But the thing is, right, what Hudd can do is he can put the block movement 5 in 2 squares down from the ball. And then he can blitz the sidestep. And so the sidestep has to stay either on, if he wants to stay on the ball, it has to stay on diving tackle. So I probably would have, I don't know, this might be wrong, but I might have just stayed off and then moved diagonal left up. Because then you can use your sidestep and not be on diving tackle, but I guess it means you're more likely to get knocked down. Basing the tackle, which is good. Forcing a 2+, no reroll dodge. This is good pressure. I like this.
Yeah.
As a spectating caster, I think it's quite good.
Yeah, this is quite hard to get the ball safe for next turn here. You'd have to basically succeed at several 1 dice.
Yeah.
Against Blodge in several cases.
Anyway, here comes the POW. Now this would be a brave pylon, and it is. Fishing for damage.
It is an injury, but it's only a loner.
That's 10 elves left to last quite a few turns. Right, damage starts. We also will have a jump up hit.
Yes, we will.
Although it won't be easy to get good dice on that jump up hit.
And it'll
because of that pylon.
And it'll be against a loner or a rookie lineman, so it's.
I think we could just cut down another loner. I wouldn't be disappointed. Here is the jump.
Yeah.
We go after the other chump, and if we can get this one gone as well, frees up the Mino.
Yeah, that's a stun.
No mighty blow used. They'll pile this on as well. Never not piling on.
So.
Oh!
Yeah. And that's a dead loner or rookie.
First death of the day. It's only turn 3. So now the question is, do we blitz with the Minotaur onto the side step and hit it with what is essentially poor man's tackle with 3 dice?
I would think. I would think so. Because that's your best chance of forcing him off. Or
that's
not.
Interesting. We go the other way and free up our tackle.
I'm assuming that means that the Ghost's going to dodge out. That running horse is going to dodge out.
Not necessarily, because now the Mino can. It is starting to look a bit tetchy though. I will admit, because the strength falls base, right? So if we don't dodge, it's getting dicey. Why are we dodging 2? Because if we go left, it's still a base cage, right? Because the movement 5 beastman's based up, so however you cut it, this is going to get worrying.
Yeah, there's nowhere really safe, and you can't even run backwards either because, well, there's a witch elf and a blitzer there.
D-Sharp, thank you for the resub. 3 months of subbing. Very much appreciate that. But we are just going to potato, because when in doubt.
Okay.
You tell you why he's done this, because the god piece, the one stat he doesn't have his movement up, and he's currently out of range.
Although there is a Blodge Stepper who
is in range.
Is in range, yeah.
And also there's we haven't moved the tackle yet. I think the tackle positioning might
kill a lot of this. Massive.
Might kill a lot of this talk.
Though I think it's very difficult. Oh no, you can stop an easy 1 die if you box in the movement 9.
D-Shop, commiserations on your Brett team getting new-blooded in clan. Feels bad, man.
Yeah.
But I think it's much better to new blood than have to play 8 weeks like miserable within half a team. So
okay. I'm guessing we're moving the.
Now this is weird.
The block beast up to screen because you're leaving easy dice on the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, we can still come in over the top. Is the issue. The tackle is the only one who could get out in front. We're not even going with the other. Oh wow, this is very starchy.
Okay. Yeah.
Might be enough. Let's count some squares here. Blitzer goes. I mean, it's two GFIs for a 1 dice. Oh, and that just makes the position even easier.
Yeah. It's not 2 GFIs. If you move the guard dodge lineman out of the way, then it's a dodge.
Yep, a dodge and a GFI.
Not even a GFI.
Is it not?
Oh no, it is a GFI. I miscounted, yeah.
So yeah. Thought so. So yeah. Turn 3. And we've had to get starchy. But when you've only got 1 tackle on the team and you put him off in the left-hand wide zone, you sort of have to do something like that.
Yeah.
a few turns against such reckless Blodstep.
Yeah, this is almost if the Elves can't get the ball down this turn, then the Hudd has to score.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, it looks like we're going to free up. Free up a lens.
Yeah, free up our God Piece, Elias. And then I'd assume you base the block Beastman with Tanmao, the dodge guard, and then at least base, if not blitz, with the blodge stuff.
I put the 5/5 in on top of the block Beastman coming over the top. And then, if I can do that...
Yeah, that's also a possibility.
That's what I'd probably do. And then I put the guard underneath or on the side. And then I guess I'd probably just go after it and hope I can get at least a push. Because if I can pin, then I'm quite... You know, if we can get a pin hit, we're in good business. We also have potential for a 2-dice. Yeah, not really.
Yes,
so we have potential for a 2-dice against the tackle wrestle. If we stand up the other wrestle and the Witch Elf comes in with 2 GFIs, we could potentially get a 2-dice hit, and I might end up taking that towards the end of the turn if we haven't used our reroll. Okay, we go underneath.
I guess that makes it so that he's more likely to be forced to score rather than forced to stall.
Yeah, I think I can see why that's happening.
Or not forced to stall, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, see how that plays.
Dodge is good. Was that not a blitz? No, it wasn't. Oh. Now that's a way to do it.
That's a really good way to do it.
I do not agree with not going for the surf, but...
Yeah, that seems odd. Well, I suppose...
Yeah, you didn't want to have
that's the thing. Yeah. The only reason he wouldn't surf is because you wanted the ball in play, but then you scatter towards the sideline.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been a missed trick, but a good line to... I didn't spot that line, so that was well thought out.
Yeah.
Just a 3+.
It was a 3+, and elf coaches tend to avoid 3+s like the devil. So
I know I do when I play elves.
Yeah.
But just goes to show, I never made playoffs with elves.
I would have moved the loner up first to screen off the ball a little more, rather than dodge out the...
Yeah, the loner was a free move.
Yeah.
Which I think we missed.
And I would move him away from the sideline so he doesn't get surfed, but...
Well, maybe he values his movement 9 not getting surfed more than anything else.
Yeah, okay.
My stream... I'm just going to check Twitch. I think my stream's looking a bit choppy. Ugh. It's doing that thing where I get no drop frames on OBS, but Twitch makes it look like a slideshow.
Okay. Yeah, bringing the movement 9 to safety and scoring range.
I think it's okay. We'll live.
We shall live, indeed. And don't tell me he's not moving up the loner to screen off, because... There we go. Yeah, he's doing it.
Well, Hudd's in trouble already. Wizard?
Yeah.
Question mark? No, we can't even wizard because he's got 2 on the ball.
Yeah, I mean, if you wizard one of the pieces on the ball, it's the blob stepper because he has diving tackle, but even then, it's hard to get the ball out of there.
Hudd needs to maximize damage now. I think we need to see a big foul and a big claw mighty blow blitz on this God elf, because he still doesn't have dodge. That's who I'd be targeting.
Yeah, although he is next to the guard, and all your guard is based, so.
That's true. What we can do is we can get a 3-die hit with the Mino to clear something off.
Yeah, that's true.
And then after that 3-die hit, we can bring in the movement 5 Beastman and the tackle Beastman and try and go for damage. Because we've already got 2 going. If we get rid of like 3 more, and then those removals stick, there's only so much Ruszi can do. And this is overtime format, right? So if Hudd can just get to turn 16 at like 1-1 or 2-2. But this we're going to play the ball instead.
Yeah, he's going to try for the ball.
I don't know how well that's going to go for them, but we'll see.
What you do here, yeah, you go after the Blood Stepper.
This is the problem though. Now do you take a both down, or do you push and stay on your feet?
He takes them both down.
So we're going to be making a 4+ pickup, it looks like.
Yeah, 3+4+, or no, 3+4+4+ to pick up the
Oh,
ball.
1 in 9 on the Mino.
And that's
the
not
turn,
good.
Folks. Oh no, we're going to reroll.
He loners it. Oh.
Loner rolled a 6.
Yeah. And it depends on how this goes if it paid off, but.
Well, we've kept the turn alive, and now we don't have a reroll for this dodge and pickup, so.
Yeah.
Bit of
and there's a blood stepper right there to just base your ball again.
Bit of a slip from Hudd there.
Yeah.
But we can get some extra basing in. And this will be now a 2 dice, but it is against sidestep. I don't even know if we want to. Sorry, I forgot he's on the floor. I was about to say we can 2 dice the witch, but of course we can't.
No, the witch is safe.
But we cover the ball.
Okay, yeah.
Put some pressure on. Oh, I'm going to go get a drink. I basically came out of my game and then instantly fired OBS up and started streaming this one.
He manages the pickup. And that is very dangerous looking. The ball is not safe in any way, but let's see. How would be the best way to get a tackle zone onto this, or to get a 2-die on this ball? I think you would block down the I don't know. Probably. Yeah. So there's several ways to get to this ball, I guess. Easiest one would be dodging out Blood Step and Witch, or most obvious ways. Probably want to stand up Rustle as well, just to keep the Mino busy. Although he could dodge away too.
Sorry, I'm back.
Welcome back. You can dodge around making 2 dodges to base the ball with the dodge guard, I guess. And then dodge out with a witch for 2 die into it 1 die. Yeah, so yeah, standing up the Rustle is just a smart play to keep tying up the Mino.
Yeah.
Don't let it run and try and claw your God Blitzer.
Masterful, thanks for the follow, man. How's it going? Now, what do you do here? How do you get your 2-die on the ball? Because you're obviously going to go for a 2-die on the ball. The trick is we're just going to walk in.
Yeah.
It looks like.
It might be. I mean, Agi5 can walk in on a 3+.
Oh, we've started a blitz action. And now we've stopped
Is he doing the 3+, or is he doing the several 2+? Or is he?
I think we're just going to try and get a 2-die hit off with our loner.
Okay, he's
But we could have done that just with dodging the witch. It feels like a weird blitz.
Yeah.
Thing is, I think there was a lot better lines here. Oh, Agi5 hits the turf. Nice Agi5. Okay, reroll gone.
Doesn't protect you from ones. sadly enough.
I guess what they're thinking is they want the loner hit, and then if the loner hit doesn't work, they get a follow-up witch hit with Frenzy, which kind of maximizes your dice on the board, I suppose.
Yeah. You stand up the Blitzer first.
I think we're going to be. I think he's going to prove us right here. If this witch can find a knockdown. Yeah, this stand up. The only issue with this is that now we can't recover the ball this time. Whereas if we just gone for the witch blitz, then we had recovery of the other blitzer.
And that is a good scatter for the chaos.
Yeah, it is. Any scatter that's not in the hands of an elf is a good scatter in this point. That one's probably the best one. Because after all of that, the Beastman can score now on a 3-3-2.
It's the third best one. I'd say top right corner instead of top left would have been the best. Because then you can get your movement 5 goat on it. Your killer goat.
Well, this is a good play. We managed to wrestle down the DT, and now we can get away from the claw.
Yeah.
Which is well
I would tie down the killer with the Lodge Stepper.
I don't think you need to do that. Just getting bull side. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. I see what you mean. The other killer. I was looking at the one on the LOS, and I was like, he's fairly out of it.
No, yeah, that killer's out of the game for now. That killer you don't care about.
So yeah, I think it's just to get up and run.
It's a 3+3+, and then however many GFIs you need.
Which is just the 1.
Yeah.
So Hudd will manage to probably... Well, I say probably, he hasn't done it yet. We'll see if he ends up getting 1-0. But I think if Hudd does get this score, and can get a few more of the bad elves out, like the ones with no defensive skills, if we can get those gone as well, then I think Hudd will have this one.
Yeah.
Especially with the wizard in hand.
Yeah, if he manages to get a couple more removals, like honestly just 1 or 2 more, then he might have the numbers advantage to just.
Yeah, I think Ruszi sort of half planned his turn though. I don't think he realised what was going to happen the turn, because on the face of it, he maximised the dice on the ball, but in doing so, he gave Hudd a much easier next turn.
Yeah.
Whereas if he'd just taken the witch blitz inwards, then even if you don't knock down, you're in the middle of a load of elves, right? And if you do knock down, you're more likely to recover the ball by getting it down early in the turn. A bit of Blood Bowl, almost a bit of Blood Bowl 101 there. If you're going to sack the ball, you do it at the start, so you can, or at least while you've got recovery not activated.
Yeah, you leave one piece that can try and sack the ball, that can try and retrieve, at least.
At least. Yeah, we're going to come in from downtown. Poor man's tackle? Question mark. I think we do have to try and find a 6. Sidestep things. There we go. Poor man's tackle.
That's a pal. Is it enough to hurt his weed?
No, he's fine. Where's our dirty player? Oh, he's activated already. That's a shame.
Yeah. Yeah, you move the killer up there to base the ball in case things go terribly wrong.
Yeah, Hudd putting a good turn together so far. Here comes the critical dice.
You reroll this, right?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, he rerolls this.
Well, it's...
no. Okay, that...
Could be worse.
It could be worse, but it could also be much, much better.
Yeah. If I turn skills back on real quick. There is a surf up.
What you do here is you blitz off one of the 2 goats on the ball. Well, that's something else. I was going to try and go for the ball with the...
You try to scatter the ball with your blitz, I think you do.
Yeah, then if you don't blitz off one of the pieces, then that's what you do, yeah.
Because you've activated the Agi 5, right? So the pickup's going to be a 3+, like a 3+. But you can scatter it maybe into the hands of the witch or the hands of the loner. I don't know. It's a high risk play though, because if you do, let's say, push the killer down onto the ball, it could just scatter into the hands of the other beastman and then you concede it.
Yeah.
So Don't know whether it was the right thing, but it's something.
I think you don't. I think you blitz the killer off the ball and then just go for the 3+ with the witch, and then run the witch down, because there's no one who can really threaten her if she runs down the left side. Yeah, so what I would do is I would base the loner onto the killer and then use the blodge stepper to blitz off the killer, and then add 3+, 2+ away with the witch. Basing 2 goats with the movement 9 first. Smart.
I think I would put the extra blodge stepper up onto the ball, or I'd do something here.
I mean, I would use the blodge stepper to blitz.
Yeah, that's another line. Actually, yeah, of course you do. Who else are you blitzing with, the loner? You can't tell, I've already played 2 hours of Blood Bowl today, so I'm starting to lose my concentration. I like that position, I think that's good.
I dislike it because it stops you from getting a 2-die on the... Or unless you're going at it that way.
I think Ruszi's happy with 0-0 at the half by doing this. Yeah, this is good. I guess we're going to dodge and try and pick up now, because we might as well.
Yeah, do you 3+, or use an extra square and just...
Yeah, I think you just go for it, because if it works, you're in such a good spot now.
Okay. No, but with that, he doesn't have the movement to run down the left flank anymore, so I guess he's just...
I think I'd probably turn back and go towards my own end zone a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
The issue is the wrestle goat is right there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he could just run down the left flank, because... Or right flank from his perspective.
We do have sidestep. Yeah, that is what we do.
You have sidestep, it's a 3+ dodge for any goat to try and get you, yeah.
Tackle check. He is locked up between 2 elves, so... We can unlock the tackle. We have a killer hit on this dodge piece. And if we can, especially if we can get a removal, then that will clear the way a little bit. For the tackle to come in. The main problem is with sidestep, right? Is that Ruszi's just going to sidestep up to the line. So whenever Hudd hits the ball, there's a chance it scatters out of play. And if it scatters out of play, it's going to be really difficult to score. Hudd is also out of rerolls at this point.
Especially with the Ag5 and the movement 9 kicking around, they can retrieve the ball wherever it lands.
Yeah.
If it lands in the scrum, Ag5. If it lands away from everyone, the movement 9 just runs it down.
Yeah. Really nightmarish spot for the chaos there. So you probably might be thinking about a bolt. I don't think it's right. I think he's just trying to figure out the best way of going about it.
If you use a bolt here, then it's not a wasted bolt, because
it is a wasted bolt.
Probably stop the score, but it still feels bad.
The bolt here is Hudd's insurance against the Dark Elf, just holding it in the Dark Elf backfield for 8 turns.
Yeah.
Because he can always, as long as Hudd has a guy nearby, he can always threaten the bolt and pick up on the downed piece. Or either that, or it'll force 2 elves in the backfield instead of just the one holding the ball.
Yeah. Okay, the killer block does not work.
No, it does not.
Which means all the goats are still tied up by...
Oh, wow, and that's the turnover. Huge.
And
that could be the difference between 0-0 and 1-0.
3 turns is more than enough for the switch elf to score, I think.
Well, we have a receiver, the leap witch is more than in range.
Yeah.
And can outrun she's on diving tackle.
Yeah, which is why she has leap to deal with that. But
that's true. That's why leap is a good pickup there. They knew they were going to get diving tackle marked.
Yeah.
Right.
Or do you run down the movement 9 and then hand off or quick pass to him?
I think you probably can do both, right? You probably move the witch down. Do you have a punt? I think you punt. I would punt. I would run down, punt the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably try and dodge the blitzer down, and then I'd punt into the Hudd's backfield, and then bank that my movement 9 can win the race against the diving tackle goat. That'd be my plan.
Okay.
But what Ruszi might just do is try and knock down all the goats and then say, well, if your Mino can't make a crazy dodge, then it doesn't really matter what I do because he can't hit the ball.
Yeah.
So full control for the Dark Elf team here.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, if there was a time of the game where they were going to have full control, it was going to be on like turn 6 of Hudd's drive.
Yeah.
Especially when Hudd's only managed to clear off 2 elves.
Mm. Yeah, and I would. Yeah, okay, yeah, you run down the Witch Elf. I do not agree with that.
Oh wow, this is adventurous.
Yeah.
Well, when you've got strength 5, you've got to use it, right?
Yeah, sure.
We do get the knockdown with Mighty Blow on armor 8 and nothing doing, but it's no break, right? So this is super scary all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's still a. I mean, she has blood stuff, but it's still a. Yeah, it's a 2+2.
Oh, there's 4 man's tackle. Yeah, it's still like 4 dice. Well,
yes.
Actually, there's no reroll, so maybe he's thinking as long as I tie up all the goats, then it's like dice to even get anywhere. The problem is the 2 heads goat is right there. Is my problem with this.
Yeah.
We need to screen.
I mean,
so this needs to work.
It would still be a
I don't like
4+ dodge in, and he does not have dodge. But
I don't like that. I would have screened with the with the movement 9 blitz there, because now the 2 heads goat can come in and base it, and then the Mino gets a shot for free. Hell, yeah, that had to be a screen, right? Because we moved, so there's 2 free goats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. There we go. Covered the hole.
I mean, yeah, you.
But now it's still now it's a 2 dice, right? Because you've had to do that. So 2 dice for the Mino.
I mean, it was a 2 dice anyway. He has horns.
Oh yeah, he does have horns. Good point. Good point. I forgot about horns. Jesus. Next thing you know, I'll be forgetting the Dark Elf Blitzers have block standard or something silly. I'm glad I didn't opt into cast Gunnerside's game later, because I would be a complete wreck for that.
Yeah, that would have been. I mean, I'm assuming if you were going to cast that one, you wouldn't be casting this one, unless you're very masochistic.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if my graphics card would last that long before blowing up. Well, Hudd all of a sudden has a chance.
Yeah. Question is, do you bolt and then blitz with a Mino against the strength 5 instead, and then retrieve the ball?
I don't think we're bolting here. I think we save the bolt for the next half where we have more control over the pitch. Probably. Here we go, first action. Okay.
Success. Dodge works.
You'll get another shot.
I think you go down pitch so that you're just further and further away from the goats, yeah.
Can't find it.
And dodge is amazing.
Yeah, and dodge we trust. And it works this time.
Okay, yeah. Keep going down pitch. This shouldn't be that difficult a decision.
Well, yeah, it's all one and the same.
Yeah, and now there's no real way to get any of the goats to help out.
Yeah, another problem is we burnt our blitz on that, so we can't even do any damage.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much ideal for the Dark Elves, because they're going to be 1-0 up on their drive. And with all the cards in their hand.
Yeah, you now move Beast around to try and base as many of the elves so that they try dodges, I guess.
Alright, a bit of a break in the game here as we just wait for the Dark Elves to run this one in. How's everyone doing? We've got a few people in chat.
There's still a chance if Camfini 1 in 36s.
Yeah.
Although you don't even do that, you blitz with the strength 5 because you have one, I forgot.
Easy to forget. Anyway.
Unless they base the strength 5, which they won't.
So yep, pretty much this first half going almost about as expected, really.
Yeah. Now, yeah, you use
teams.
You most except for the loner, all of your elves are free, so now you can screen off however you want.
I think we're trying to make a statement here. But Elios, the Dark Elf Blitzer, was more than a match for any big guy you dare to send at him.
Yeah.
Are we going to Vanity Pass? I think we're going to Vanity Pass, right?
I don't know. I think you might.
I mean, 47 to 51. I think I would Vanity Pass here.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it is playoffs, but still, you want to get that witch level to D. If you can get that witch to DT for next game, that's going to be huge.
Yeah, that would be massive.
Although I suppose, right, we don't need to Vanity Pass now. We're about to attack, so we just score on her, and then on turn 9, the other Vanity Pass will go.
Yeah.
So, okay. Few sundry moves.
Yeah, just making sure that when you move the ball, it's safe.
Yeah, while this is happening, I'm going to check the record for Russi's teams. Because I think they're in G-Man, right?
Yes, G-Man. Both teams are G-Man teams.
Yeah.
Russi's team has a... Where's record?
Yeah, top of 4D. The Reliable Angels. Came 8th in their Division 5 at 1-2-4, but went 10-2-1 this season with a TD of 12. Yeah. Nicely done.
They are quite reliable so far.
Was that a Vanity Pass I just missed? It was.
I don't know. My face was off screen.
You devil. They did Vanity Pass.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You love to see it. Hudd will
and now, unless they blitz or Wizard Campini, you're going to hand off for Vanity Pass back for and score on them.
Going in with the rest, I probably would just go with Claw Palm on the... Oh no, I think we're going to gear in for a foul. 30 players right there, yeah. They're going to foul someone. Good stuff this. We do have a bribe.
I think you can only get 1 assist on it though. Without having to make GFIs.
Yeah, 1 free assist. Which is better than none. With 30 players, that's pretty good. Definitely still worth doing.
You could go for a GFI with the not break tackle, diving tackle to give another assist if you want.
Yeah, Gazkil, this is what you call an elf.
That elf is the greatest thing in existence.
Good point, Masterful. Under the new rule set, this blitzer will probably not exist. Right. So...
I mean, he could still theoretically exist. It would just be a very strange choice to try and build that.
Yeah. Well, stunning's a send off, but that's what the bribe's there for.
Yeah. Bribe works.
But no removal, that's a real shame.
Yeah.
The Rival Angels will now score. Well, they'll probably hand off first.
On that witch, or do you hand off?
I'd hand off.
Vanity Pass.
I wouldn't Vanity Pass, but I'd hand off.
You'd hand off. The 1 in 36 isn't more than enough risk.
Well, actually, if we score on her and then Vanity Pass, if we score on the other tackle, if we score on the tackle witch on our offense, right, that will level her. If we can score on this one and then Vanity Pass it, that gets her in MVP range.
Yeah, that's also true.
So that might be a second level. It depends how greedy you want to take it.
Yeah.
It looks like we're going for blocks as well first, judging by that movement.
Or maybe just tie up.
Oh, it's Hudd. No, it's Hudd won't get a turn after this, so this has to be just for damage.
Yeah, you're right.
We're trying to prove a point with the...
I'm guessing we're going in with the...
Mighty Blow, yeah. Onto the diving tackle, which I like.
Yeah, and although if he wants a 3-die, he needed another assist.
Well, just do casual 3 dice.
Yeah, just the casual 3 dice with only 2 assists. It's fine, it's normal.
Well, Masterful, it might force you to actually play a good team if they don't make Camry a serious team in Blood Bowl 3. Because then you might actually win stuff regularly as opposed to just drawing it. If you do see the touchdown...
yeah, we're just going in with the Russell Witch.
So yeah, 1-0 to the Dark Elves. At turn 8. I like this game. I think I picked up a good one because this is sort of like pretty regulation.
Yeah,
there's not too much Hudd can really do to fight back, so we can just sort of sit here and spectate the elves and have a drink.
Yep, you can just see elf bullshit at its finest due to movement 9 and blodge step and Agi5 Strength 5 shenanigans.
Yeah, I can just wish that I could roll level ups like that on my players.
It would be quite a thing, yes.
I mean, Masterful, you're probably the best Khemri coach I know. Like, you're probably the best Khemri coach in Rebbl, but Khemri are just that bad that, like, 8th place in Div 1 is as good as you're ever going to get them. I don't know.
As someone who played Khemri for 4 seasons, I think it was, in Rebbl, yes.
But I think you almost, because Masterful was in like decent playoff contention for like half the season. So I think with Khemri it's pretty solid. I can't think of any other Khemri coach apart from Haringzord, and Haringzord infamously like lost every game of the season with Khemri.
Yeah.
Well, we heard it here first, folks. Masterful is re-rolling to Nurgle. Now that terrifies me because he's probably going to win a Super Bowl in 2 seasons. McMackey, yeah, that's a good shout. McMackey's Nurgle. I think McMackey playing Khemri was a bit before my time, D-Shock, because I just know him as a vampire coach. Yeah, you're not missing much, Kashko. It's just imagine playing in the rain every single match.
Yeah,
and that is Khemri.
Khemri are just
like, do you want to play a bash team but have the handicap of -1 on like all your pickup rolls?
Yeah.
So sometimes you just lose.
You want to be dwarves without the armor.
Yeah, without the armor or the runners.
Yeah. But with more big guys.
You do have a lot of big guys, to be fair. But the big guys don't start with Mighty Blow.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hudd's going to go for the classic Lizard Man defense.
Yeah, I mean...
Which is actually probably the best default setup in the game that I can think of on defense.
Yeah.
This setup. Because it does the job pretty well, especially if you can get, you know, an actual high strength piece into where the block goes to, then it's a really strong setup. Right. No Minotaur on the line because we're scared of the strength 5.
That's reasonable.
The sorry state of affairs where the Chaos team's scared of the Dark Elf team and won't put strength on the LOS.
I mean, strength 5 can still blitz him. You can put assists there.
He's going to hunt him down as well because he's got a point to prove. And also because like getting rid of strength 5 with your Mighty Blow, because it's only armor 8 than Mino, so
yeah,
it'd be good. We'll get a claw off the field as well. It's good stuff. So Rosie's going to decide.
I don't like having the loner as your retriever, although I guess if someone has to get bolted, he's the best choice.
We have so many pieces close to leveling as well, right?
Yeah.
Because the lineman is the guard lineman is 1 touchdown away. And the other blitz is 47 and 51.
Yeah.
The guard blitz is only a few SP away.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if this team survives and gets into next season, then they get those extra level ups. Oh, that's a very shallow kick, which could be good if it stays in play.
Yeah. It's a high kick, so he can move anyone in.
Put the strength 5 under it. No, we go with the loner, which I like.
The loner, yeah. Make sure that and assuming he catches it, which he does, now assuming he doesn't have to roll any more dice, they have to use up their lightning bolt on a loner.
That's good. We've already got the bolt boy. See the Chaos getting bullied here on the LOS. More of a beastman. I don't call it Chaos, it's more of a beastman team, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's a beastman team that happens to have a very big beastman on it.
Well, I think most beastmen have had a Minotaur. So
yeah.
Makes sense with the block.
I am surprised he's not moving the ball before doing these blocks.
Yeah, well, you're 1-0 up. You can take some risks, I guess.
Yeah, and
it's not
like they can get the ball safe anyway. The Agi 5 Strength 5 can just walk in wherever you go after you take the ball off. There we go. Now we're moving it. That's decently safe. Assuming they'll screen off a little better as well.
Yeah. Just figuring out the best way to do it. Yeah, I don't mind the scoring threat. Make it threaten the 2-0 fast. I would have done that with the one that was going to level up on a touchdown there, I think.
Probably, yeah.
I would have done that with the... I would have switched them around. I'd have put the tackle one down here and then put this DT on the LOS.
Although he wanted the tackle one to get a cast so that the tackle one can then be handed off or passed to. And
that's also true. And that's my SVP here.
Yeah. Okay, do you move the witch down to protect
I assume this witch is going to step one square across at some point soon.
Oh, you're screening off the superstar with the slightly less superstar.
As you do. I don't know why I was about to say I don't know why we're not doing this with the guard Lino, but I guess he's a bit of an integral part of the screen. That's the kind of a problem this team's going to have, right? Is that if with all the superstars, you're going to run out of people to protect them pretty quickly, right? And it sort of hamstrings your defensive setups as well, because like you might feel too attached to like expose them and put them in good spots because you're scared of them getting punched. But with strength 5, you can put him out there, right? Nothing short of a minor is going to damage him.
Yeah.
So he's a really good like screen for me as well.
Ooh, another stun. Do you do now as Hudd? Yeah, I mean, diving tackle on the scoring threat seems reasonable.
Yeah, DT the scoring threat, Palm something that doesn't have many defensive skills, and just sort of...
I mean, the only thing without defensive skills that you can get to is the wrestle lineman.
Palm the wrestle lineman, and then sort of chill. We're feeling really short on tackle.
Short on tackle. Yeah, as a bash team,
I do tend to, whenever I don't play bash very often, but when I do play, I do tend to take tackle before piling on.
Yeah, I tend to,
especially on my main
focus tackle quite heavily.
Like, you can tell he wanted to take it on the jump up one, but then it rolled jump up. Yeah. Although to be fair, right, it's on 159 of 176, so we almost have tackle on the legend.
He soon will be able to get tackle.
This is a good play. It's giving you extra. Yeah. This was probably the smart line as opposed to just dumbly going after the wrestle. But now we get minor shots.
Yeah.
With 3 dice, which is likely to do some work. Problem is, it brings the minor into range of the strength 5. So you might get counter punched here quite hard. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Here comes the play. Power first time, it should be okay. But of course, we roll a 6 on the armor, which is...
Hill doesn't care. He's fine. And he can still outrun you even though he's knocked down.
Yeah, that is true. Problems. That's one hell of a piece.
Yeah.
One thing I will say though is that it's really just a strength up gutter runner at the end of the day.
Yeah.
With a bit more armor, so it just goes to show how good gutter runners are. That like that's just a bloaty gutter runner, and it's got 2 stat ups.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy considering it's a positional piece.
Well, how much TV would the difference be? He's got 2 movement ups, but block, dodge, sprint.
It's an alignment. It's a blitzer. So it's how much is movement? Yeah. So isn't it 40 for movement?
I think it might be 40. It's either, I think it's 40 or 30. I'm not sure which.
Well, let's lowball it and say that it's 30. That's 60.
Plus dodge, which is another
80.
20, and plus sprint, which is another 20, so 100.
100 plus the base blitzer cost. What's the base blitzer cost?
Well, why am I thinking? I have the team open. I can just look at what he costs.
Oh, now that is smarter.
Which, for some reason, I can't see. It's not showing me the up-to-date team on Rebbl.net.
For real?
It was showing me one without all their stat freaks, so I'm assuming it wasn't up-to-date.
Their current team value is... Oh, hang on, no, wait, where's the guy? He's at 200 team value.
Yeah.
And when you consider a gutter with a strength up and block is about... Well, and sprint as well, so that's 20, 80... 100. Yeah, so it's 20T. It's only slightly, to be fair. I think my point is mute. It's only. I think the equivalent gutter runner would be about 180k.
Yeah, so
it's actually not. It's only slightly.
Yeah, it's 20k difference. It's actually reasonable.
Not that bad.
Yeah, and he has better armor as well.
The main thing is skill space. Can't take much more after that, whereas the Skaven player can diversify.
Although the Skaven also would have to get an armor up, so.
That's true. It feels like the sort of discussion that you have when one of the teams really isn't in this match.
Oh god, snakes.
Well, that's a good talking point. What do you reckon with the new Underworld roster? Because Underworld are gonna get a token gutter runner now.
I think it very much changes the game. It makes them a lot more speed focused, but it also.
But they have lost a Storm Vermin. They're only going to have one Storm Vermin.
They're going to only have one of each positional. No, yeah.
Bolt.
Only a stun.
Boo.
That's big, especially since you don't really have a retriever. Well, you do. You do. You use one killer to blitz the ball free and then hit it and then pick it up with other.
Killer ball. Yeah, just base everything up. Throw the killers at the problem. And all of a sudden it's 1-1 and we could see the comeback. Where did that come from? I wasn't paying attention at all.
The dodge guard is still there, so you can't really get the ball safe.
I was on Rebbl.net. How did Hudd get this opportunity? Was there snakes?
No, yeah, there were snakes during the handoff.
Oh, he snaked the handoff. That explains it.
Yeah, he was.
Well,
he was
that's what you
off.
get for handing off in range of all of the opposition with a wizard.
I mean,
let's see if they'll get away with it.
He didn't roll snakes.
Oh god, more snakes! Oh god! What is going on? That's a lot of ones,
not
dude.
What you want to see at all.
Jesus.
I guess we're trying the pass play to the blood stepper again.
Well, that was.
Or we're just covering the ball.
That was a life.
Yeah.
Nice. We'll see. Masterful seriously discussing the possibility of a big hand swarming with a snotling for Underworld. Meanwhile, Hudd's just gotten absolutely shafted. Jesus. I don't know. I don't think Hudd's actually played that badly.
No, he's not. It's just...
Considering the team he's up against, the opposition coach made a mistake. He did everything right to capitalise it, and the dice just said...
The only mistakes Hudd has made is not having enough tackle on his team.
Yikes. And there's not really a mistake when, like,
yeah.
you're all beastmen, you're probably suffering a fair bit of attrition.
Yeah.
Let me just get the mastery critical. It's like 1 in 36 squared.
1, 2, 3, 4.
0.0007. Well, 0.0008 is the odds of that. So statistically unlikely. That's why we play the game. There's always a chance that something goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Hey Dimmy, how's it going? You lucker noob, you. I'm not even spoiling because he just is a lucker noob in general. That's not even a spoiler by saying that.
But saying that it isn't a spoiler might be a spoiler.
No, I'm just informing people that I'm not making fun of Dimmy because of our existing friendship. You see. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, it wasn't even a spoiler. Calm down. Right. We see another armor break onto a goat.
Yeah. It's a stun, no big deal. I'm assuming you pick up with the Blodge Step Witch.
I did, Dimmy. Is he dead yet? Actually, don't say that. Because I don't know the answer. It could be Schrodinger's Strength 6 Warrior for now. Anyway, back to the game before I start spoiling anything. It's like throwing out actual spoilers as opposed to fake ones. We can just pick up here. I don't know why we haven't just picked up. I guess we've been trying to make the ball a bit more secure.
We've been trying to decide which player to pick up on. Do you take the Dodge Guard or do you take the Blodge Step Witch? Because you're not using Loner, he already did his job.
We have a reroll on the turn. The inner dice throw and me would just be like, oh, just give it to the Witch and then like throw it down to the movement 9 and then just score and make it 2-0 and you don't have to think. But I don't think Ruszi is actually going to do that.
Try the pass. It would be a 3+ or 4+, I think, at this range. It would be a 4+.
Demi, good question. I think the Dark Elves are Div 4, and I think Hudd is Div 3. Would be my guess. Hudd at Div 3? I don't think he got relegated.
Reliable Angels, Ruszi is Div 4. Hudd is Div 2.
Div 2, I take it all back. Yeah. So Hudd is the seeded team here, and it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Here comes the foul.
Oh, yeah. Bam. I mean, we might as well foul. That is why we have a loner.
Super loner.
Yeah. I mean, he did his job. He caught the ball on a high kick and then handed it off, or tried to.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault the player decided to not catch the ball.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is Chubstep. This is quite a long-running team. I probably would have gotten bored if I was Hudd, so fair play to him for keeping it going.
Yeah, I would have gotten into... I would have had the temptation to get it.
And it keeps showing up at the top of the table, I would say.
Yeah, it's a decent team, man.
It's a team that sends recappers crazy, but then will just win games. Because when you have more goats, there's more chance of a stat freak goat. And you just need a couple of those, and then you've got a fun team. And Hudd also very much knows what he's doing as a coach, which helps. You can't really run these off-key lineups if you don't have a really good knowledge of the game.
Yeah.
I would always take a draw against Hudd myself. I don't think I've beaten him. I think when I ran my rats into him, I got thrashed. Yeah, Demi, I don't have any bots up in this channel, so that has gone straight into the void. Right, we should probably talk about the game a little bit, but I feel it's really hard to see now, especially now the bot's been gone.
Is there anything you can do to try and stop the score at this point, realistically?
Well, it's not so much stop the score as in get it 1-1.
Yeah. I mean, that's step 1 is stop the score. Step 2 is get it 1-1.
Okay. Well, the Miner's frenzied itself a little bit out of position here.
Yeah. And now you've tied up another goat.
Although I think what we can do is we can just bring in the block goat and the tackle goat as a safety, and it's sort of still screened off.
Yeah.
Need to do that before we take this hit though, which I assume Hudd will do. Where can the switch go? If we blitz the thinking of Ruszi's next turn, I imagine he might blitz the strength 4 and then run the witch back, play the plot. Maybe a bit too early for that.
I think it depends where the sacker goat goes.
Well, we're going to find out. It's going after the DT, which is smart, because this was the outlet. This was the one piece that had to be tackled down, and they do get tackled down.
Yeah.
Good sidestep spot.
Sidesteps in the right direction.
And now he just needs to not have his armor broken.
Success.
He manages that. Do you think Hudd will GFI here to pin it? No.
No.
Risk it. Jump up works.
Yeah.
Although I don't think he didn't take the Agi roll, so he's not jumping up to block. He's just jumping up to be there, and now we get the 1 assist foul with DP. Good turn from Hudd here.
It's a failure.
Foul not being rewarded.
Yeah. What I think you do here is you maybe block down the killer, blitz away the block goat with your super elf, and then run down the middle.
Yeah, we have that lane now. Especially if we can get the other side down in here to block the tackle off, I think we're going to be sorted. We only need 1, because we can just stand up the sidestepper, and then all we need is 1 or 2 elves to get to like this square, and then we're sorted for the game. We'll see how it goes though. First block, good to get the yellow dice here on the killer straight up. It is slightly precarious though, because if any of this does go wrong, we do have the strength 4 just lurking here.
Yeah, and you are basing your movement 9 onto both killers.
That is true, but you have to expose them at some point, I think.
Yeah.
Get up and blitz. We're not going downfield. We're going to try and keep it safe because we know that the only way we lose this is if Hudd can get the ball off of us.
Yeah.
And now we're going to out... We're just going to screen. Which is smart.
I mean...
I might have gone in with the guard and that guy and base up the strength 4 and the dirty player with them.
I think that's not necessary because the tackle's on the other side and the guard is also a dodge piece. So you screen off and move the witch over.
I think he's doing what you're suggesting. It's a better play. Oh, good. We're getting another guy off the Mino, which is smart.
Well, we're not, because he's there to tie down the Mino as well as the 2 other goats, because Blodge Step is impossible to deal with.
Apparently so, yeah. I think the second half's been not a terrible standard of play, apart from that handoff.
Yeah.
It's just the odd moments with Ruszi. He puts together a few good turns in a row and then does something crazy that sort of undoes all the hard work. And this time they got bailed out because Hudd quad sculled. But yeah, I don't know how far they'll get because they have the pieces, but it's whether they can just put more than put a full half together where you don't make a single mistake. And when you got elves that good,
I would stand up the diving tackle first before I dodge out the witch.
Ruszi apparently disagrees.
No. I mean I'm assuming that means he's dodging out diving tackle.
Yeah, he's going to dodge out and base this
other diving tackle. They're just tying each other down. That's their goal.
Yep. DT on DT action. Starkweather, how you doing, man? We've had 1 death on the chump lino.
Yeah, but otherwise, no real damage to either teams.
Otherwise, sideline is clear. Knocked out random goat, but apart from that, nothing. How you doing, Starkweather? It's nice to see you in chat. As this game starts to work through the second half, Hudd's going to have to try something soon.
Yeah. Thing is, he can't go all in either because there's still the movement 9 blitzer who can just hand off to him or pass to him, and then he just runs down if you go all in against the ball.
The frenzy does work there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot it's morning in the Big O.
I just got quietly told by other people living in this house that I need to be a little more quiet because it's almost midnight.
Oh wow!
I mean,
the high thrills game that we're having here is
yeah,
causing problems.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't being particularly quiet, so they were completely in the right. But
well, we're going to get a -3 dice to have a look at.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
getting the momentum they need to get the. Yeah, they need to remove that Blodge Stepper because he's tying down 3 pieces.
Killer safety, and then tackle safety. Problem is the tackle needs to come up this turn to threaten the ball next turn.
Yeah. But as I said, if you move the tackle piece too far...
It might be okay though, right? Because the DT is facing the other obvious threat. The only problem is the movement 9. Oh, that's an annoying wild animal.
Oh.
You wanted to try something there at least. At least go power pushing on 3 dice, that would have been useful.
That has made
No, we'll just roll 2 more 1s.
Oh. You don't re-roll that, do you?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think he does that much for you. I think that might have just been a, right, okay, the dice are going to hate me for this second half as well. You know, sometimes you roll bad dice and you just need to give it a minute just to let it sink in and sort of refocus.
Yeah. I think using the dodge guard, you blitz off the killer from the movement 9 and then use the witch to hand off and then just run it down. Although there is the killer safety, yeah, I forgot about him. Although he can be based by the other witch.
I mean, we've trusted in Blodgestep quite a bit so far, we could always just do it again.
Yeah. Which it seems to be doing since he's not going in the direction of the movement 9.
Well, let's just check the timer. It's 4. Hudd needs to have the ball in Dark Elf end zone in 4 turns time.
Yeah.
So maybe if we could just find a stall
we
for
should
one
start
more.
moving a little bit just to
hand off.
Be sure we don't run out. Yeah, hand off to the other witch.
Just this time. Punt, maybe?
Yeah.
I think a punt might do the job here.
Yeah.
They're spread out enough, and they're all based. I think I would probably punt. Maybe bring the guard in to base up the tackle piece.
You could just completely run entirely around the diving tackle match off and base the killer with your movement 9 to protect the ball.
Oh no, it looks like we're going to form a quasi sideline cage.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's pretty safe here too because they don't have any pieces that can really dodge around.
Mm-hmm.
And the Agi5 can 3+, 2+.
Agi5's going to free the lane.
Blitz. Yeah.
And also knock someone out in the process.
This is why you have
power Apo, because we need everybody we can get.
Yeah, I agree with that, power Apo, because at this point you need pieces on the field.
It's good to see Hudd still playing as if he's got more of a chance than he actually has. It's good to see coaches that don't give up in the playoffs.
I would have... Yeah, okay.
Pad out.
Where are you bringing the ball to? Because there's no place that's properly screened off at the moment.
Well, if you base up the killer with the Bloodstepper on the diagonal and then just run the ball to the sideline, there's not a whole lot that can be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
The problem is the tackle is unbased, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's
and the witch can't outrun it. This is what we're thinking.
Yeah. I mean, we can outrun it in the sense that we can go straight down.
I think Ruszi might have also positioned himself into a problem here, right? Because if he goes to the other side of the guard, then there's still a play because we just take the block hit on the loner, but then the strength 4 comes over the back. So we need to move down the pitch, but this will expose us probably to the tackle.
Are we doing a quick pass to the block step?
I think what we're going to do is we're just going to trust that the one turner can finish off this screen, as Masterful says, and that should be that.
I mean, it's 2 dodges. He should be able to finish off that screen. He has dodge.
Yeah, exactly. It should be fine.
And yeah, those.
First one's good.
First one, yeah.
Go to here. Oh, we go through tackle. Great.
That I mean, might as well just show him. I don't even need my dodge. It's just there for show.
3, 4, 5, 6. Well, hold up, because the way he's put it, it's still just a 3. It's a 3+, 2+, 2+. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so 3, 2, 2, 2 to get 2 dice on the ball with tackle and strip ball. More importantly, is there a better way? So for all this chatting we've been doing, Hudd's still got a chance to get the ball on the floor here.
Yeah.
Although I think it might just be too far for him to go now.
It's difficult. It's not easy.
I kind of want to see an armor break here to get things going. Free up a scoring threat. But nothing doing.
Do you take the GFI on the witch next turn, assuming she's not based to just score?
Probably not, if we can't afford it. Because the risk of it failing and going out of play and giving her a lifeline. It depends. I mean, he was willing to vanity pass in the first half.
Yeah, true.
It might be a case of if they blitz down a scoring threat and Ruszi feels confident, we'll take the GFI. I think it's fine. It's like a 1 in 36 to not instantly win. So I think they probably will take it. But we still got this sack to come, which will probably determine quite a lot of the game.
Yeah, screening off.
Hudd is now all in on this play. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
So let's roll the dice on its side. It's not terrible odds for the reroll.
It's a 3+, 2+, unless you're thinking of a different play than I'm thinking of.
No, that's what I'm seeing as well. I'm trying to think if there's another way.
There's a way between the superstars, but that's harder.
Yeah, you could just run.
You
could just man up and run through.
Yeah, that would be a 4+, 3+.
Okay, we're going in a different way. And take the 4+ off. Just a straight 4+. And we don't make it.
And after reroll, we still don't make it.
I don't know what was best odds there, and I don't have Samba in my Twitch.
I think the 4+ with a reroll was best odds.
Yeah.
Because it was a 2-die either way, because you have horns, so that was your best shot.
So Hudd finding the best line, and the dice don't go his way once more. Although that was slightly more ambitious than what would have just been a easy 4 dice to blitz the ball down sort of play. That happened earlier. Obviously went skull, 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 skull.
Yeah.
And now we're just a GFI away from winning, I would say. Unless we see a riot, which we can't actually see. Starkweather, thank you for the 1 bit. Love that. Every little helps, so they say.
Yeah.
That will put Starkweather to the top of my bit leaderboard.
My God.
So congrats for that. I don't think you win anything for that, but congrats.
I'm 90% sure you don't.
Well, the streamer themselves has to do that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm surprised people ever do subscribe or give bits to this show. To be honest. I
mean, if you have,
I'm certainly not about to encourage it. I think there's way better.
See, and that's why you're not a full-time streamer yet, because you're not encouraging it.
I'm not a full-time streamer because my graphics card is a 660M.
I mean, that might have something to do with it, yes.
That might also have something, yeah, potentially. Yeah, we're going to stall.
Yeah.
We try and hand off to the god again. He doesn't like the ball. He just wants to punch.
Hand off to him. He might be at GC5. That does not.
Oh, he sneaks it. Oh, the scout is safe, but that's quite funny. Do you think this is just like
on a catch from this player?
Do you think this is some sort of chaos troll that like got confused and then a necromancer decided to like fuse it with a random elf corpse and this is the result? Because it doesn't seem to want to catch the ball. It just wants to punch things.
Yeah, that's
not very elfy at all. I think it might be Kane. Something Kane related.
I mean, let's put it this way: if it were, say, Blood Bowl 2020, he would be either at G2+, passing 6+, or the other way around. I'm not sure which.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm saying there is a chance.
Yeah.
So our chance for Hudd now is we get the ball out of play, the crowd gives it to our scoring threats, and we get it 1-1. I think. Oh, sorry, I think I might just... Okay, I didn't quite mess up the camera. I almost ruined the camera though.
I mean, yeah, there's always a chance, Starkweather. It's just...
Here comes the hit. GFI 1 is good, GFI 2 is no good.
And you reroll because you have to, I think.
We can scatter the ball here.
I'm assuming you do, and hope, and pray.
And just hope the witch doesn't catch it.
It could be worse.
It could be worse, but it could. I think we needed a lot better. 2 heads is still there. Into extra arms, but there's 2 tackle in the way. And we've used our reroll. And we're out of rerolls again.
Yeah, move your boats down as far as you can. That's probably a good idea.
That's why you're not handing off in the playoffs. You should. I think if you're coming late to the show, Luke, you've missed some interesting handoffs. Let me tell you.
That's not the first handoff, and that's not the first snake handoff.
It's been a.
And that's not the first time either of those things has happened to this player. It's Eliot is not a good.
5+ no dice.
Fails, but not unexpected.
Give credit to Hudd here. He's fought every step of the way.
Yes,
a real uphill battle against the dice and the team.
He's been making the right plays. It's just against.
He's the seeded team. Like
yeah,
he probably got one of the worst draws the seeded team could get in playoffs.
I think he got the worst draw a seeded team could get this season.
At least this season, this seeded team with 1 tackle on the roster.
1 tackle, no Chaos Warrior chaos, which basically means they're as good at
they're like humans,
punching
basically.
Yeah, their equivalent bash to the Dark Elves, because these Dark Elves have some guard and stuff and some mighty blow.
And some strength 5.
Yeah.
So yeah. I've enjoyed casting this though. Hopefully it goes to overtime because I've enjoyed having a nice chill.
I mean, I think I highly doubt it'll go to overtime. There would need to be some stupid dice.
There have been
or
some
Ruszi
stupid
would
dice
have
before.
to grab the ball and pass it to one of the goats in scoring range.
I think Russi wants to make doubly sure here. We can get a level on Canfini. 1, 2.
Which is
Pickup is good.
What I would do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can score for free. I think I'd score.
I think you score. Yeah.
Yeah. Runs it in. That's 2-0, and that should be Russi through to the round of 32.
The only way for Hudd to make it would be 1 turn and then get a riot.
We're in a security stadium here, so there's no riot.
You're right. He would have to 1 turn and then counter 1 turn somehow.
Starkweather's calling GG and is the #1 bit donator. I have to agree with him.
It is very likely to be GG.
Is Gunnerside's game up yet? I want to go rail him.
It might be. Let's see. It
does
not
quite.
Seem to be.
Still got about half an hour. We're going to find this weird sort of gap where there's no Rebbl play. Which, considering we had 7 games on at once a couple of hours ago, feels a bit weird.
It is quite strange.
It is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah.
Now trying to get some damage in to go out with a bang, as it were.
What I love is that he has to pick at least 1 good piece to put on the line.
Yeah, that's quite funny. Who's the victim?
Blodge Step.
The Blodge Step DT is going to be at risk. And this is where Russi is going to run into problems in the next round, where if it gets into a high-scoring game where players keep having to get on the LOS. Here comes the bribe. Good stuff there. More bribes for Hudd.
And I don't think the goats, they didn't set up for the 1 turn, so they're not going to try and...
The movement 6-1 turn is ambitious, even with 2 frenzy. I think with 2 frenzy it might be possible.
No, with 2, I mean, it's possible with 0 frenzy. I've almost done it on Camry once. I failed the last dodge, but it is possible without frenzy. With frenzy, it's easy, relatively speaking, obviously.
Yeah. Well, there's the KO. No SPP, sadly.
No.
We're having a look at this one. I don't really understand why.
I mean, he still has his Apple, I think. Yeah, he still has Apple. He might be thinking, do I Apple this for the BM?
I think that'd be brave. Hudd, of course, is going to get another turn after this to do even more damage. I suspect we're going to find a 3 dice here.
Those 2 pieces still there, because everyone else is...
Well, now for sidestep to take the Mino away.
Yo, incoming!
Just in time. Unseen Walker, thank you for the raid. How you doing, man? We are firmly into garbage time around here, but I appreciate the raid all the same.
Yeah, you are arriving at the end of a very one-sided game where, unexpectedly, God Elves did God Elf things.
Yeah, if you're just joining and want to see what's happened in this game, look no further than the 7-5-5-8 with Mighty Blow, Dark Elf Blitzer that's just run the show, fought the Mino and won. Didn't really want to pick up the ball or receive a handoff, but that's by the by. But yeah, no. Credit. This game has been Hudd battling uphill with 1 tackle against 1800 Dark Elves with 1 tackle. It's always going to be trouble. And especially when the one mistake that Russi made, which is handing off in range of the killers, and the bolt worked, but Hudd proceeded to roll quad skulls on the blitz in, which really turned the game well away from him. But fair play to Hudd, he's fought every step.
There's no obvious large misplays.
No.
And it just
is what it is.
Dice didn't work, and that's pretty much it. And it's hard to deal with the movement and the strength and the agi and all the block stuff.
It's a really good Dark Elf team, is what we're saying. I mean, it has made it through the assignment in this round of 61. Hudd is a good coach, but Ruszi's weathered the storm and is now through. It must be looking to go quite deep, surely, right?
Yeah.
If you've got this Dark Elf team, you must feel like you can make a big dent in playoffs.
Yeah, although I will check who would they be going up against.
That's a good question. Make sure not to spoil if it's within the 2-day window.
Okay, yeah, I am looking.
Useful info, Bobby. Thanks for letting me know. Apparently, Hudd's team took some damage against some Wood Elves earlier in the season, and that would explain the sort of half-built team that's rocked up today.
This is weird. I think I'm reading the thing wrong, but yeah.
The god. Hang on, whoa! Hold the phone, because the god Dark Elf is at risk.
I mean, he's always at risk.
No, but he's blitzed him into the line of fire.
Yes.
So now there's going to be a claw palm hit on the best piece on the pitch.
Yes, but you're forgetting that your big guy is still your big guy. He's your only mighty blow piece.
I'm just thinking the claw palm comes in, right?
I mean, they haven't done anything to him so far, and
Masterful, I've already played my Challenger game. It went on before this. Streamed on Stake Fitness channel. If you want to watch that, I won't spoil it.
There was a game with Walter's team in it.
That's correct. I didn't stream it. Stake Mittens and who else was on there? Shadora, I think it was. Was it Shadora? I can't remember.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that back actually when we wrap up here. Gun aside, how are you feeling before your game? Because that game's kicking off shortly. I'll say shortly in about. How long is it till that game kicks off?
Half an hour.
Half an hour. So not shortly at all.
I mean, somewhat shortly. Relatively shortly.
That's the game. And it's 2-0. Loner MVP, the best MVP.
And block and movement busted block MVP, so I guess that's your move. If he gets a good level, you keep him. If not, you fire him, I guess.
That would be the expectation, yeah.
No.
Right, who's live?
I don't think there's any games live, or at least no playoff games.
No. I don't think so. Well, in that case, I'll just send you over to Harry. So, non-Blood Bowl raids. So if you're only here for the Blood Bowl and hate anything that's not Blood Bowl,
if you are only here for the Blood Bowl, I would advise you to return in just under half an hour at Jim Miranda's channel.
Jim Miranda is going to cast a Chorf off. That sounds exciting.
Yes.
Gunnerside's going to be there, the most exciting voice in Rebbl. You won't be hearing him, obviously. But, yeah, so that's that from me. I don't know. Any closing comments?
Agi 5, Strength 5 is broken, except when it comes to catching. More news in 24 minutes. 26 minutes.
I'm going to send 50 people over to Harry. So I will catch you guys later. Thanks for coming by, everyone. A bit of a last-minute stream, but we got the game covered, and that's what it's all about, really.
Yeah.
With the Rebbl. So I've been me, Lazy, and I'll see you guys all next time. Goodbye.